Hi. I want to do a video on stubbornness, being stubborn, pride. Yeah. Stubbornness, pride, ego. Yeah. They all are so closely related. You can't. Yeah. Pride, ego, stubbornness. First and foremost, welcome to my channel, The Garden of Eden. I am Heaven. I appreciate to anyone that is subscribed to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please take the time to do it now. I really would appreciate all your help, all your support. Hit the bell notification so you can receive, so you can be notified whenever I do new videos. You know what I said about being stubborn? This is my definition. My definition, or it is not even a definition. This is an example. This is the example that came to me when I was thinking about being stubbornness. It's like holding a bowel movement. Like you need to use the restroom. Like you need to do a number 2. You need to boo-boo. Like you need to take a poop. However you want to say it. Like you need to, right? And you're just holding it. Like constipation. It's like constipation. Oh, wow. 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 That's amazing. So, like for any illness or ailment or sickness that a person has going on, like with with their body, no matter what it is, from like a headache to different form of cancer to bone, your bones aching, like arthritis, like whatever the ailment is, like all of those things are relating to some type of, I say trauma, like it's related to some type of trauma. It's related to something like deeper. So like stubbornness, ego, pride, it goes along with the sacral chakra, which is yellow. So you might have constipation problems, like bowel movement problems, having a bowel movement, like IBS, like irritable bowel syndrome, like any kind of problem in that area. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Something else I was thinking about, like, you met a person, I know we all probably know a person, at least one person, right? And like they are like, I'm trying to watch my language. God. FOS. Yeah, I have to say that. Like they are full, you feel like they're full of all the time. Like, oh, that man is so full of, right? But really, like, you be saying that because you feel like that person is hard to deal with. Like, you feel like that person is difficult. Like, you feel like that person is always giving, like, it gives you a hard time, or just give people in general a hard time. Like, and now I'm telling that person is, like, stubborn, very egoic, full of pride, like stuck in their ways. Yeah, so that's what we think. Oh, that man full of right? It's like literally. I be seeing stuff so crazy, so I just be hoping folks can get what I'm trying to say. Cause that was good, and it was a little wild. I'm back. Okay. So I'm sitting here trying to do the video, and I got this candle lit in the restroom, right? And the candle is just flickering and just going crazy at the corner of my eye. Whew. So a lot of times I think that it is I meant to pray. I think that it's talking to me. It's definitely talking to me. Yeah. Yeah. So the Lord uses, side note, the Lord uses the elements, the different elements to speak to us in many different ways. Yeah. To even increase our different talents, gifts, or powers. He uses the elements. So you can learn a whole lot just by you. A lot of people are probably calmed by the water. You know, if you're on the beach or you sitting next to a pond, you like to just sit there and just watch the water. And it brings on a calming effect. Yeah. Some people like to do the camping. Go camping, do bonfire, whatever, wiener roasting. Like to watch the fire, listen to the fire. So yeah, utilizing of the elements. So you can increase your power with all of that. Listening to the wind, putting your feet in the earth, in the ground, in the dirt. Yeah. That was a side note. That was a side note. Okay, we're back. So stubbornness and pride. I'm not going to be here very long, I don't believe, you know. You know I done been, you know I used to go to church. I say that on all my videos. I'm not going to be before you long. And the video be 4 to 5 minutes. But for real, I'm not going to be before you long. Bear with me. Did I welcome y'all to my channel? I think I did. Well, I'm going to welcome you again, okay, to my channel, The Garden of Eden, okay? I appreciate everybody that comes to listen, actually take time out and listen to my videos. I do appreciate comments and stuff, too. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, stubbornness, y'all. Ego, pride. I said it's like holding a bowel movement. It's like consideration is not considered. Like you have a certain thing in front of you, you know. You have a certain thing going on in front of you. And like you won't even allow yourself to consider it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, consider your options, and like you won't consider your options. And like you're like, no, like it's a no. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. You know, like you won't even allow the chance or the opportunity for something to new or just anything period to go in. You won't allow a new perspective You know, you want to allow a new perspective. You're not letting anything in. Stubbornness. You become unwilling to change your perspective. When we become stuck, complacent in movement, or stuck in our ways. And see, I'm gonna tell you, oh goodness, I'm gonna tell you about that stubbornness. Pride. This could be something beneficial to you. You know, whatever it is that's going on, it could benefit you. It could help you in some way. But you won't allow yourself to even consider it. That's pride. Ooh. Ooh. And see, I'm going to tell you what's coming up for me. That's sickness. You're sick. You have become emotionally, you can say emotionally or spiritually, emotionally sick. When your stubbornness becomes this potent, this deep, when you become stuck, complacent in movement, or stuck in your ways, refusing another perspective. Consideration is not considered. And that's even if it could help or benefit you. Pride. Pride and ego. You know, pride and ego, number one killer of a relationship. That's number one. Number one. Number one killer of a relationship. Ego. Yes. I'm being delivered right now, y'all. I'm being delivered right now as I speak. Woo. See, I tell you about it. And the spirit of stubbornness infiltrates you. And it builds up, and it becomes egoic. You're so full of ego. You know, pride builds up. You know, when I think of pride, I think of like you're choking. You're choking, you know what I'm saying? And they say, you know, you need to swallow your pride. You need to swallow your pride. I think of something lodged in my throat. Yeah, like at any point, because it's like, it's in your head, it's at the tip of your tongue rather, right? Let's say it's right here. Like, whatever's going on, you could easily change your mind. You could easily say this or say that like that, or, you know, see it another way, you know, voice it and say, okay, you're right. Okay, show it to me. Okay, tell me what happened. You could easily change the situation. But you won't. You leave it right there. You leave it right there where it's at. Knowing you need to change it. Knowing you want to change it. Knowing you should try to change it. But you won't. You're not considering that. You leave it right there. And it becomes lodged in your throat. Like a choking hazard. Like, you better swallow your pride. You know what I'm saying? And that pride could be so thick. You will choke. Right? You gonna choke. It's deliverance is key. Deliverance is key. Yes. So you got to be more willing to be delivered from a thing than shame or guilt. Take on it. I mean, first of all, when you shame, you choosing to be shamed. You're like, oh, they make me feel shame. No, you're choosing to be shamed. It's a choice. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Why are you choosing to be embarrassed? Oh, these people looking at me. People are looking at you. Okay. And you choosing to be embarrassed. You don't just let it go in the wind of I don't care. You don't let it be funny, you know what I'm saying? I'm shame. Like you're choosing that. Pride. Ego probably choosing it for you, because I'm telling you about ego how you making a fool of yourself. You look foolish. Ego how you look so foolish. I'm sorry. I'm done. Okay? I'm not laughing at ego, because I tell you about ego. Ego don't like that, baby. Ego, you laughing at me. You think it's funny. A little bit. But for real though. Listen. I don't do no video that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? Any video I did, I've done, that I'll be doing, you better believe I done been through that thing. I say been through it like it's past tense, baby. A lot of them I be going through it. I'm trying to get through it. Yeah, they say you overcome by the words of your testimony. Your testimony is voice. Is your voice. Is your voice, your perspective, your opinion, your side, my testimony. I'm testifying. In my videos, I be testifying. Do you hear me? I'm testifying. The stubbornness, the ego, that pride. I'm telling you about pride. I got vainglory. Vainglory. You heard the word vainglory? One of the 7 deadly sins. Another video I just uploaded before this one. Check it out. I discussed on the 7 deadly sins, okay? So definitely want to check that out, right? It was really good. It got a little deep, but it was really raw, okay? But vainglory is one I didn't get to touch on. So I see I'm touching on it now, which is good. Vainglory goes with pride. Let me tell you about vainglory, y'all. See, the stuff's so slick. You don't think. You ever mess with somebody that think they slick? But like, you be like 2 steps ahead of them, really. Like, you see them. You know what's going on. You just ain't said nothing yet. Pride. Thinking slick, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been seeing it. Oh, I've been seeing it. I've been seeing the stubbornness. I've been knowing all about the stubbornness. I've been watching it. Just ain't did nothing about it. You ain't slick. When I tell you ain't slick. See, but now I'm getting ready to tackle that thing. Yeah, why you think you slick, see? I'm finna tackle it. I'm gonna tell you about vainglory. Vainglory, so closely related to pride, will have you thinking you're here when you're here. So now you're not really growing much, because in your head, you here. You is woo, and you have no idea that you're here. So you're not growing. Here you are, stuck and complacent, because pride has led you, like a fool, have led you into thinking that you're here. All I can say about that thing. Gotta be real with ourselves. And I realize, that I just said a whole piece right there. Be real with ourselves. That's so hard for us to do. I keep it real with myself. I'm all the way real, 100%. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Full of the pride. And you don't even know it. That's how much pride you got. Your pride done got so full and so thick and so ugly that you don't even know about your pride. That's how slick it done moved up in on you. You don't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. At least when you're able to identify and say, yeah, I got pride right there in that area. Ooh, yeah. Stubbornness, yeah, I'm stubborn. I've been hearing it all my life. You know, that's one thing. Then it gets to that vainglory. When you full of pride and you don't even know it. So, alright. It ain't pride. What we say? It ain't pride, I'm just confident. Well, tell me why your confident self is lacking any growth. Where your growth at? Where your growth at? Yeah, you was doing real good. You was flowing real good, but somewhere, hey, the flow stopped. Yeah, and then again, you so full of vainglory that you don't even recognize that the flow you started off with at the beginning of the year stopped. It was halted somewhere. You don't even realize it. You still think you popping. Girl, you took off real good in January, February, March. Hey, when I tell you had it going on, baby, you had it flowing. But you don't even know by the end of April, your flow became stuck. You don't even know. Vainglory. Vainglory, pride. And your pride won't even have you to see that it's pride and that you're in ego. So now you can't see that there's a problem and try to identify the problem. You get what I'm saying? Like your growth is being halted because of pride. Pride won't let you see. We gotta be real with ourselves. If you're not willing to do that, and I'm talking about, I ain't saying you gotta be real with me. I'm not saying that. I ain't saying you got to be real with nobody else you talking to. I'm saying when you sit in your room alone with yourself, you have to be able to be real with yourself. At least. Yeah. So for me, stubborn. I feel like I came. Yeah. What's the scripture? I like to throw my scriptures in there for the Christian folk, for my church folk. I love my church folk. I grew up in the church. I won't say I grew up in the church, but I went to church about 7, 8 years. I used to love it, baby. So, and I love me some Jesus. You hear me? I love me some Jesus now. You hear me? For sure. But let me tell you about the stubbornness. They say a child, what's that scripture? And it's full of trouble. Yet, I gotta look it up. Y'all know I gotta look it up. A child is yet but a few days. A child is but a few days. He's full of trouble. I bet y'all Bible scholars already knew what I was talking about. I hear y'all over there quoting it. Y'all quoting. I hear you. I hear y'all quoting the scripture on me. Man that is born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble. A man that is born of a woman is of a few days. Is a few days and full of trouble. That means a lot. I can do a whole video off of that. Of a woman. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to the stubbornness, I literally feel like when I came out of woman, out of my mother, that I came out stubborn. I feel like that, like I came out stubborn. I feel like I came out with an attitude. You know, she said, I never really asked the questions of why, but she said when I came out, she thought she had to use the restroom. Thought she was having a bowel movement. So I came out in the toilet. Came out in the toilet, so it was like, I don't know if I was rushing. If I was rushing or being stubborn then or something. I don't know. It's like, I'm just saying, as long as I can remember, I can remember me being stubborn. As a child. Like, I remember that. I remember days as a child of being stubborn. Like, when I didn't get my way, and Lord, help us, I have passed it. We gonna cut that off right here at the head. My grandson does it. You know, and I laugh at it sometimes, but it's not good. But when I don't get my way, they'd call it fall out. I used to fall down to my butt and fall out. I'm talking about hit my own head, like bam, because I didn't get my way. Yeah. And if I remember right, sometimes I would hit my head until I got my way. Like, just literally. Like, what's that as a child? How I know that if I don't get what I want, that I'm gonna fall out? Full of trouble. So when I tell you that the stubbornness was not new to me. I knew all about it. I knew I had already identified that within myself. I had already been told, millions of times, about my stubbornness. But pride wouldn't allow me to check that thing. To check that thing. It's one thing knowing. The bigger part is doing something about it, fixing it, changing it. So I knew about it. So I have gotten to where I am actively working on that thing. And it takes work because, like I said, this has been going on for a very long time. So, reversing it or finding a more healthy means to my stubbornness is taking work. But trying not allowing my ego to close up my mind to where I won't allow anything in. Where I won't allow a new perspective. Allowing myself to always remain open. And that's not the easiest thing for me. But it's something I am actively working on. And I'm so grateful that we're on a journey and not a sprint. You hear me? Baby. Yes. A willing vessel. So you have to, bam. That's what I'm trying to say. I am definitely a willing vessel, okay? I no longer want to be in the energy of stubbornness, pride. Yeah. I submit my ego to my higher self. Yeah. Even right now, I ask that my ego set on my left shoulder and only be an observer, okay? My higher self is going to represent me. It's going to speak for me. It's going to talk for me. It is going to think for me today. My higher self. Yeah, you have to submit that ego. Talk to it. Talk to it. You don't want to get rid of it. I always want you to leave. Your ego ain't leaving. Your ego ain't going to leave you. But it no longer controls your life. Your ego, your lower man. That little girl. The little girl. The 15-year-old. She's not running your life no more. See, I'm a full adult now. I have matured. I'm an adult. My higher self is going to speak for me, going to think for me, going to make all my choices and decisions. Okay? And we remain open. Okay? To new ideas. That girl is learning, y'all. I'm finna pat myself on the back. I think you should too, baby. You should too. You should too. Look, don't be sitting around waiting on nobody to pat you on the back, okay? Pat yourself on the back. What's better than that? Who else you need? Then you got 2 hands. That's 2 pats. Baby, you better do it. I'm telling you right now. Sitting around waiting on somebody to do it for you, baby, you're gonna be waiting. I'm angry. Nobody's patting me on the back. And you sitting here with 2 hands. Come on, guys. Grow up. Oh my God. So, when you become unwilling, stubborn, stuck in your ways, you are no longer obeying your vessel. So your vessel of self, your body, yeah, you're no longer obeying your body. So that's what I was saying earlier about the pride, like the pride stuck in your throat. Like you could know, or you could feel, or you could want to change the situation, you know, but you become stuck in your ways with it to where you're not allowing anything new in, right? But you want to change it. Like you like, oh, to yourself, you're like, you know, you even get the fire gritting and grinding on your teeth, like to keep your mouth closed, you know, because it's like, you know, you want to apologize or whatever it is, whatever the situation is. Like, you want to admit fault, accept accountability. Accountability, that's the word for the day. Accountability, that's the word for the day. So you want to accept accountability. You do. You know you do. But instead, stubbornness, pride, ego forces your jaws and locks them down. And lodges this unseen thing in your throat. And you get this face. Your face becomes, stay away from me, face. Don't mess with me, face. Right? Stubbornness, pride, ego. You can no longer do what you want to do. You're no longer obeying your vessel. Your vessel, your mind, your thoughts, yourself wants to apologize, wants to accept accountability, but pride and ego won't allow you. So you just stay stuck in it. And you're no longer obeying your vessel. You're not obeying yourself. So like, okay, self of self, because ego is self, right? But it's like, okay, this is good right here. I've always want to do a video on this. So let me see if I can get it right. The me, myself, and I. When they talk about the me, myself, and I, right? I might have to do a separate video on this one. Me, myself, and I. So for me, you know, you could see yourself in three different parts. Because the I of you, I would say, is that higher person, the mature person, the I am, right? The great I am, right? Then you have me. Me. For me, I would say the me is selfish. Me can be very selfish. Okay? Yeah. The me and the self. Cause self is the selfish one. Hold on, self is selfish. Let's get this to get right together. Self is selfish. I is the great I am. That's the higher self. And the me, I gotta figure out about that me though. The me is like the middle or something. It's the middle. It's the balance of the self and the I. When you embrace your authentic self. Ooh, this is good. When you embrace your authentic self, like you said, I'm just me. I'm just being me. I'm just being me. So you embrace your balance. The me is balance. I, the great I am. Self comes selfish. There could be ego. That could be ego. You don't want to get rid of ego because of ego and how ego is, but then you don't want the great I am, like, well, I'm the great I am, because that's pride. So you balance that out. You balance the self out. Yeah, and it comes together as a me. So a me, myself, and I. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. I like that. I like that. So the duality, there could be a duality to stubbornness. And like a good for any given situation or word or thing, it's a good way to see it. It's a bad way. It's a negative way or positive way that it could feed into you. So you say duality. So the stubbornness of duality, I feel like the stubbornness builds patience. It builds patience. You have to be a very patient person, especially doing or not doing something that you really want to, but you're just like, nope, nope, I ain't gonna do it. And you want to though, and you're allowing so much time to go by, and you want to, but you're like, I ain't doing it. So it's crazy. So it's like even denial of self. Like this could be, this right here is the duality, like a more positive way that you could see some forms of stubbornness. Like when you're stubborn, it builds patience. And it's like a denial of self. So it's like it's some kind of, that's so weird right there, because you could say like that's self-control. But if you had the healthy balance even with self-control, then you will be obeying your vessel. And you would apologize when you know you want to or know you should, or you would change your mind and accept new ideas when you know you need to. You wouldn't allow yourself to sit in stubbornness. Yeah, or maybe, even just for a moment in time, maybe you're like, okay, I'm gonna apologize, but just like not right now or something. I don't know. Yeah. Not taking heed before a warning. Like you making yourself learn the hard way. Like you want to apologize. You need to accept accountability. You feel it, you want to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you feeling the shame or whatever. You choosing to feel shame or whatever, And you don't take heed to certain warnings that's coming to you. You know what I'm saying? That's hitting your guts. So, like some telling me I need to apologize, or I should just apologize. But you don't take heed to that feeling. You just like, nope, I ain't. You don't take heed to, yeah. And again, that sacrifice of your own personal needs, your own wants and desires. Like it could be something that will benefit you. And you're like, nope. Like, that's wild. You'll get to psyching yourself out. like you don't want it, like you don't care. You start telling yourself, I don't care. And it's like, look, me, it'll be to self, because self is being selfish and prideful. And self like, man, I don't care. And me like, huh? Yeah, we do. And the great I am is just patient and kind. And so it's just sitting there. It's just watching YouTube. It's watching me in self kind of go back and forth with that thing. You know, the great I am already know that at the end of it all, you're going to know what's best and you're going to make the best choice for yourself. That's the I. The I only knows positivity. The great I am only looks out for the best. It's well balanced. You know, it's like, oh, you're going to make the best decision for yourself. You know, so, you know, selfish self is just, oh, no, I ain't apologizing. And me is just like, huh? Yes, we are gonna apologize. We're going to doggone apologize. And like, oh no, I ain't. No, they shouldn't have. So now, the vessel, self, me, I, they're in war with each other. You know, but I refuses to go to war. I'm chilling, higher self, chilling up here in fifth dimension. It's up here. It didn't elevate it. It's waiting on you. It's waiting on self and me to come together and elevate with it, so you can become you. Oh, that's you, because you're together now. You're well put together. With me, myself, and I, you have come together. You have balance. You have elevated right up with the I am, who's up here waiting. So it's up here waiting, chilling. Like, oh, eventually they'll come to me. You know what I'm saying? They'll be ready for elevation and success. You know, and then you finally it's like, oh, you're well put together. You become well put together once you allow everything to balance out, you know. Don't get stuck in that pride, y'all. I know it ain't easy, baby. Oh, I know. Especially, I'm gonna give you some excuses and reasons that we use. I got some, baby. I got some excuses, okay? Especially when you are a person who feel like they have done so much by themselves. Like you didn't really have a lot of help. You know, you did it on your own. You got it out the mud. So in your head, you don't need nobody. So really, there's nothing nobody can come along to tell you. There's nothing a person can come along and give you that where you have to get out of your complacement. I can stay right here in my complacement because I have put in my head that I don't need nobody. Ain't nobody helping me. Ain't nobody gonna help me. I don't need nobody help. So I don't have to be open to new ideas. I got me. I've been having me. I'm gonna have me. I mean, that's a good excuse, right? That's a good excuse. Shoot, you've been on your own and doing it by yourself. You don't need nobody. That's a good excuse, baby. You hear me? But when I tell you it ain't gonna help you, oh, it ain't gonna help you though. It's a good excuse though. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna help you. So you can write that down. You can use that for your excuse if you want. I feel like it was a valid. But no, if you really want some elevation, if you trying to get your flow back going, you lost the flow somewhere. Trying to get your flow back going, baby. Check that pride. I'm talking about we need to have an apology day. It need to be a day set aside for apologies. We call any and everybody we need to apologize to. We should have been apologized to. Anybody we need to accept their apology. Anything somebody did to us, we call them. Now, you remember when you had yeah, this me girl. You remember when you had cussed me out or whatever, you know, you didn't call and ask me for apology, but I want to let you know that I forgive you. We need to just have a day set aside, y'all. I'm for real. We might need to make it tomorrow. Whatever tomorrow is from the time you're watching this video, let it be tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day of apologies. Call and apologize to some people. Get them that up off your heart. I'm telling you. Got to lower that pride. That'll help with that pride. Those apologies will help you. I'm rusty. Apology will help you swallow that. Before it gets too stuck and too big in your throat. And you won't be able to swallow. Yeah, that throat chakra. Communication. Just call and apologize to some people, man. Apologize to some people that you ain't even did nothing to. Man, apologize to a stranger. And they're like, huh? Yeah, just get it out. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm so for real. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Are we going to get delivered? We going to get delivered, baby. I'm talking about in the name of Jesus. Okay? And I plead the blood right now over every situation. Yeah. Every situation. Make it smooth. I'm going to make it smooth for you and your pride. It's going to be so smooth. You're going to finally apologize and they're like, oh, girl, you good. You good. I'll apologize too. You're going to be like, wow, I should have been apologized. Smooth. That's what I'm praying for right now. Just be a smooth apology in the name of Jesus. For real. Try it. Try it. We got to swallow that pride. We got to get over that stubbornness. Leave ourselves open to new ideas. No. This one wasn't easy for me. But there's other people out here in the world that has good ideas too. Do you hear me? You're not the only one with good ideas. That was not easy for me to accept. You trying to tell me there's other people out here that got good ideas too? Oh, goodness. Ain't that something? I didn't know. Pride. Stubbornness. Yeah. So something you must work on every day with every instance. When certain things come up and you get to feeling some type of way, check yourself. Is there another way for me to see it? Allow yourself the possibility of seeing it another way. And as you become mature and as you elevate, as you try to reach higher self up here in the fifth dimension, waiting on you to come to it. It's not gonna come down. It's waiting on you. So as you elevate, apologies and things like that, that's easy. It becomes easy. It's easy. It just rolls off your tongue. It's easy. Again, it won't have you apologizing for absolutely no reason at all. Because, again, now that begins to go into insecurity issues. That's another video. That's another video there. I know you have ran into a person. I kind of had this problem to a person that apologizes a lot. Just say sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, sorry for what? Sometimes that's all right, but no. For me, I see that in a whole nother light. There's some insecurities there. There's some little sneaky stuff right there you hide. But anyway, I think the video was pretty good. And guys, let me know in the comments if this video was helpful for you at all. Thank you to everyone that subscribed. If you are not subscribed yet, please take this time out to do that. Feel free to leave me a comment, a good one, a bad one, indifferent. It's fine with me. And I cannot leave without wishing you guys love and light.